Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web, www.ntnm.org, where over 100,000 shows have been watched. Thank you so much. We've got 5 guests this show, and somebody that I'm having on for a second time, and anybody who sees somebody on for a second time, unless it's multiple candidates in a race, I'm having on because I fully support them, I endorse them, and I want to see them win. And I think we'd have a much better treasurer in Illinois if the next treasurer is going to be Justin Oberman. Justin, how you doing?
I'll be good to see you. Thank you for having us on again. I really appreciate it.
First of all, it's my pleasure. And tell us about, let's talk about your background a little bit, and what do you want to do in the treasurer's office?
Okay, terrific. Well, I've spent much of my career working in the private sector, and much of that time in the transportation industry. I have my own firm today that works with small businesses in transportation, helping raise growth capital so they can grow and create jobs. Obviously, it's a very difficult financial environment, but I think that's really good training for the treasurer's office, because what I want to do as treasurer is work to bring private sector investors into the state to create jobs. Our state government faces a record budget deficit, and I think if we're going to create jobs, get our unemployment rate down, we need more private sector investment in the state. So that is been the main focus of my career, and also the main focus of our campaign and what I want to do as state treasurer. Now, I do have public sector experience as well, which I think is highly relevant. I worked at the Department of Transportation in 2001, and then after 9/11 helped set up the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, which employs all the screeners at the airport. And we built that agency from scratch, literally 3 people in a conference room, to over 60,000 employees in 13 months. We took over security at 450 airports around the country. And then in 2003, moved over to the Department of Homeland Security. Took over a small operation that by the time I left was $150 million a year. I had 125 employees. I had about 400 contract employees. I was administering about 15 separate programs.
Wow.
And it was a job that's bigger even in size and scope than the state treasurer's office. And I think you need government management experience, which is different than the private sector, if you're going to hold one of these senior executive branch jobs. So I think my experience well equips me for the role. And as I mentioned, our main focus really is to bring private sector investment into the state to create jobs. And of course, as you know, my dad's Marty Oberman, the former alderman. And,
hi, Marty. Great guy.
Yes, he is a great guy. And he really inculcated in me a sense of transparency in government, ethics, and integrity. And we've put our own restrictions in place on campaign finance for the campaign so that we can say to our supporters, we're changing Illinois government now. And when we're working with investors, we can say to them, look, we're running an honest treasurer's office. We want you to come to Illinois, invest, and create jobs. So that's really the second pillar of the campaign. The third piece is something that many viewers probably are aware of from the news or may be personally affected. The treasurer operates a college savings program called Bright Start. And Bright Start is a program that families typically invest in because the funds grow and you don't have to pay taxes on the gains. The current treasurer's office, which includes my opponent, who's the chief of staff, invested that money in derivatives and mortgage-backed securities in late 2007, early 2008. And the funds suffered horrible losses, 40%. And these are families' personal life savings. It really was tragic. There are families all over Illinois who cannot afford to go to college. And then they covered up the size of the loss. They said, we lost $85 million. We're going to sue, recover that money. In fact, they lost $150 million. And when they were asked what was the cause of the discrepancy, they said, well, we lost $85 million over 9 months, but we really lost money for 13 months, and the full loss was $130 million. Well, you can't have it both ways. That's like saying the state budget deficit's $1 billion if you only look at it on a monthly basis. And so it really is a problem, and we need to overhaul Bright Start, and we will do that starting on the first day I take over as treasurer.
No, that'll be great, and there's no question of your opponent's culpability in that particular matter,
Yep.
and she's got no business being state treasurer, and you know what, that is pretty impressive. Your combination of governmental experience, the combination of private industry stuff, and one thing I'll vouch for too, because his dad Marty is one of the few truly honest politicians I've ever met, and that may be an oxymoron, but not in this case.
That's right. That's right.
So really good man. And well, you got a website. People want to get involved in the campaign.
Yes. Thank you. The website's www.obermanforillinois.com, and you can read all about our campaign. We're issuing 2 or 3 press releases every week talking about different issues, what we want to do as state treasurer. You can sign up to volunteer, call voters, help get out the vote, and of course you can online as well. And that's all at obermanforillinois.com.
And your punch number?
Punch number is 28.
Good luck, and I hope you win.
Avi, thank you, and thank you for having me on again. Appreciate it.